Are you wildly attracted to people that are unavailable to you in one way or another? I think it's a very common thing. And you may argue that like you didn't know they were unavailable that when you met them, but if you're frequently finding yourself alone and getting your heart broken by people who you thought was the one and you really connected, but then you just really weren't getting your needs met and you weren't feeling loved, like that's more about you and the choices that you're making, either because they're actually in another relationship, which is the biggest way to be unavailable, or, maybe they live somewhere farther away than you and there's some sort of obstacle of why you don't see this person as much as you like. And more importantly, you don't have the emotional connection that you're really craving. That's a self-esteem thing. And you really have to ask yourself why you would settle for something that's not a full, committed, loving relationship. And maybe you are committed to each other. I'm not saying that. It's just that people who have self-esteem issues frequently struggle with people who are unavailable in one way or another. If they're fully committed to you, it's that they're not good at sharing their feelings or their emotions and they don't really connect with you in conversation. Or they're just not showing up for you. They're absent and not in your life. That they're maybe they travel a lot or they're, distracted by their kids or whatever else, something else in their life is taking priority over you. And you're putting up with it. It's a self-esteem thing. When you really, truly love yourself and hold that bar high of who's interesting to you and who you're going to spend your time with. Because trust me, time flies by, years fly by, and you can be so distracted by somebody who's unavailable to you, which, shows that you're tenacious and that you're loyal and that you're, all sorts of really good things that are great in a relationship if someone's participating. But if they're really not, and you're the one that's putting in all the work and you're constantly trying to get them to be more available to you, you really need to do some self-esteem work. And, I offer coaching. Get some coaching. Go see a therapist. Really stop. The definition of insanity is to keep trying the same thing and expecting a different result. So if you keep being wildly attracted to people that then aren't available to you in one way or another, either because they're actually in another relationship or they're just not showing up emotionally and being present for you, you need to love yourself enough to recognize that it takes two. Really do some soul searching and pattern work or get some coaching, most definitely, or some therapy, because it's, nothing changes if nothing changes is my favorite expression. And it's just so true in so many different aspects. And if you've been alone a lot because you keep picking people that are unavailable, that's on you. You need to start making better choices of who could be a good partner for you, a true partner who's available and present and can talk about their feelings and will listen when you tell them things and remember what you said, right? That really hears you. All of those things are keys in the communication when you're getting to know somebody of how available they are. And love yourself enough to not put up with somebody who's not available to you completely, 100%, there with you as a partnership. And anything less than that, you're selling yourself short. And I know it's really hard to meet people, and people frequently say, but I've never felt this way about anybody. It's really hard for me to connect with people. And I get that, trust me. But if what you want is really a relationship, desiring after somebody who's really not participating will keep you single for a really long time. And trust me, years fly by while you're all in on somebody who's not all in on you. And really, that's the biggest takeaway, is you need somebody who's all in on you, who wants to be with you, who makes you feel cared about, who really enjoys your company and spends time in your company frequently. And don't settle for anything less than that. Unavailable people that you didn't know were unavailable when you were completely swept off your feet by them. But as you get to know them a little bit, if they're not participating as much as you are, recognize that quickly and don't waste any time when you can really identify the specific personality traits that you keep picking over and over again, but then keep leading to heartache for you. Then hopefully you can find somebody who is truly available. And people do what they want to do. Tell yourself that. If someone wants to spend time with you, they will. And if they're not spending time with you, it's because they don't really want to.